Hi class, good morning. So we'll be starting with our JSP class, and I think already okay, I've already opened. Let me cancel this, and then I have this. So in the JSP example, I have this particular called JSP example. Suppose if I had any other, we have already seen in our JSPs or cookie results how to call our servlets. Suppose I am before that, okay, before going to that, one important thing is there. Let's know how you will get your attributes from your means in your attributes. If you have set the attributes, how you are going to get in a servlet and in a JSP. Suppose you have the application attributes, that means servlet context. So let me write it here. Maybe it's good. Maybe here I need to explain that how you are getting it in a servlet, and in a JSP how you are going to set the attributes. Right? You need to do using an implicit objects in a JSP. Suppose in an application, this means your servlet context. Now you want to get or means you want to set something in the servlet context. We have seen we do it like this: get servlet context dot set attribute, and then you give your name and the particular value, say suppose Tanuman. This you give. The similar statement, if you want to do in your JSP thing, you need to do in this way. Application dot set attribute, and then you can give the name in a similar way and your Tanuman. See, here you have the get servlet context. If it is the application, we have seen this is available towards the whole application whenever you are setting setting anything in the servlet context. And if we want to write the similar statement in a JSP, we need to write in this way called application dot set attribute. Now the request means HTTP request. We have seen that we do it in this way called request dot set attribute, and then you can give your name. A name, and you are setting the attribute in this way in a servlet. If it is the similar thing you want to do it in a JSP, you just need to do the same thing that we have done in a servlet. It is request dot set attribute, and then you are setting it in this way. Suppose you have to do your session. If you remember the session, we need to create the session object like request dot get session. We are doing it, and then we are setting in that. Suppose if we are doing it in a session, let me see example if we have done in a session where we have done the sessions, and is it here that we have done the sessions? No, maybe it is the cookie. Is the cookie where it is? See, yeah, you remember this statement. We write this request.get session and then session.get attribute. We are just setting in a session. So here we can say if it is a session, so what we do, first remember we write request.get session, we do it and we create a new session if it is not present or it is returning the existing session, and then we set our attributes in the same way that we are setting. And here in a JSP, how to get that, how to set this, simply type session and then you type this. Type this. Now we haven't seen one thing called page. Page means within that particular JSP page, the life cycle will of that element will be visible, or will it stay in the that scope is that you have to, means it will present within the pages or within that particular page. So this, until and unless this page you are developing a custom tags, you don't have to care, and page is always related to the JSP. So in a servlet, it I can say does not apply. But here you can write in a page, call it page context, and then your dot set attribute, and you are getting it name and your this. So so this is my, you can see the for the application means servlet context, how we have done it should be application dot set attribute. We have seen that it is get a servlet context dot set attributes, and then you have the request dot set attribute. Remember in the similar case we can write also application dot get attribute. If it is we are just want to retrieve any element from the servlet context, write something called application dot get attribute, a request dot set attribute, then it is request dot get attribute also we can do. So this is the way in a servlet and in a JSP the difference. Hope you get the difference. And let us do some programs of the JSP. We are going to the next part of the JSP, and we have already seen that okay, let me create a servlet again in the JSP page. The servlet, suppose I'm copying this cookie result and this way what I'm going to do is just I'm going to rename this. I'm going to rename this JSP page, say something example or JSP, and here suppose I'm writing a servlet, suppose um, example servlet dot do, and I am creating a servlet. Let me create a servlet called suppose example servlet only. I'm giving the name. Now I need to map it to my so where is my web.xml? I need to take the web.xml. No, this I've given so many init parameters. So I do not have any listener. I'm deleting this. I have a I do not want to give the context param as of now. And my servlet, suppose if I give it the name is same as servlet, and the example is the servlet class is my example servlet. This is my class and the same name, and I give it here the same name what I have given particular here in this example.jsp, the servlet.do. So I give it here called servlet.do. And my welcome JSP page is your example.jsp. Suppose inside this servlet, this is example.this. If I'm not mentioning any method, particular method here, remember it will go to your do get method. So here, what I'm doing, I am going to write a program called something string. Suppose I'm setting an attribute string name equal to uh, um, suppose or name is equal to Tanuman. Suppose I'm doing it here. Is suppose I am taking this from here, but it is giving me an error. Why? See, I'm giving my name here. Now I'm request dot. I'm doing a set attribute my name and I'm putting its here name. Now here instead of this I'm writing one more JSP page, maybe say something example.jsp I've given. Now I'm writing another file name, say something your view JSP or something view. Now check. Okay, it has been coming here. I need to cut this and need to move this here. So it has come here. So I have this. I do not want to give the headers. I just want to get my attribute. I just want to get my attribute there. Body you have, and we have seen in a scriptlet. This is called your scriptlet. Whatever we are going, this is my scriptlet. I can write my Java code here. This is my scriptlet. And I am writing equal to request dot get attribute website and I'm giving it as here name. So this is my scriptlet that I'm writing. Let's check if I'm writing it correctly or not. See, I'm writing the scriptlet. Hope this is correct and I'm checking whether this is working. Now I need to call this particular called view.jsp. From servlet, if I want to call the view.jsp, we need to call using the request dispatcher. We have seen this earlier. Request dispatcher view view equal to request dot get request dispatcher, and the JSP page name, that is view.jsp. From here I am forwarding to the JSP page, view.jsp, and I'm going to forward the request and response that I have set. This is my request and this is my response. This is I'm going to forward. Now let's run our program. Let's see what happens. Maybe there are some mistakes, maybe not. Okay, I'm going here, the bigger screen. Let's click here. See, it is printing me the name Tanuman in a JSP page. See, you can check this. I have passed this, and here I can write my something, this JSP page called view.jsp page, and I can write this particular called request.get attribute, and then I've given my name. So you can check here, this is being printed my name using that get attribute. Now let's do another program. Let's write another class. Let me create a package first. Com dot say model. You have the models, model view controller, so I can write the models here. Sorry, where I did it. Need to do it here. Com model. Okay, let me write a class. Class will be my person maybe, and in that person, I'm going to write this private. Remember, in a getter set, I want to do private string name, and to get this, as it is a private, we need to write the getter setter. Where is my source? Here, I'm going to do a getter setter method, getter setters, and it is going to print me the getter setter method. Now, suppose in my program, like here, example servlet, what I do, I'm going to create, instead of this request.set attribute, I'm going to write something called here person p, the class, and I'm going to write creating an object. Sorry, I missed the new, and now I'm doing p dot set name equal to given, and check here what I do in the request dot, in my request dot set attribute. Okay, in my request dot set attribute, I am going to do this person name. Is the not the person name, but the object, this particular called object p. I'm not setting this particular something called. So this person contains an object called P. This I have already set. And in my attribute, suppose in my attribute, if I give it here something called in view.jsp, if I do set this get attribute and then I'm giving a person, let's check what happens here. Let's check what happens. See, this is printing me the full object. This is printing me the full object in a view.jsp because I have set this particular object. I have set the particular object here. So instead, you want to get the name of this particular person. What you need to do, you need to write this. Suppose if you remember that we have already done this import called, see here, if we go to the, I think in beer.xml we have done, no, okay, this basic counter only we have done. See, we have how we have imported this thing. So let me write this, and in a JSP page I'm going to import this, and this is com.model. I think then we have the class called person. This we have. Now I told you that you can write your Java code in this particular fashion in this. Okay. So what you need to do is, I'm writing a Java code here called similar way person p equal to request dot attribute, and then I'm writing it here person. Okay. This is my Java program I'm going to do, and I'm going to cast this particular thing. It is asking me to cast this thing to person. I'm casting this to this object called person. Now I'm going to write something called the person is in my JSP page. Suppose again I'm writing a scriptlet. Whenever I want to write a Java program, I need to write a scriptlet. Yeah, I need to write a scriptlet called p dot get name. Remember, I'm writing a getter setter with this object called p dot get name, and let's check. Here it is still giving me an error. What is the error? So this is my JSP that I have already written. Now let me check if I'm going to write, if I'm going to do a run as server, what it is going to print me. This I have already. I'm picking it here. See, now it is printing me the person is Ivan. You are going to write in your JSP page. What you did, this I had set an object, so I have cast it to the person P, and then I'm going to get P dot get name. If you had some other object also, like suppose here you had something called private int age, Okay, then I'm going to write a getter setter method here. More getter setter methods. More getter setter method here. Where is my source? I'm going to generate getter setters, age, and this is my there. And in my servlet example, I'm also going to set the p dot set age if I'm printing it as 50, and then I'm doing a called set attribute. This already I've done, sorry, I've already done this. So let me write it here as I'm doing the object. This I'm putting as an object. Now to get the age in a view.jsp, I can write here, I'm writing beer. Do you remember beer means break a line, and person age is again the same scriptlet I'm writing equal to p dot get age, and let's check this program. I've used an age also. Let's check if it is working. Here only I'm clicking it. See, it is coming. The person age is 50. Now remember, when you are in the JSP page, I told you in your JSP you have written, but sometimes you do not have to write the class and you have to do any other way also. And you can always use a direct also in a person called this way. Okay, foo dot person or something like this. You could have written it in this way also directly. Is instead of p you are creating an object. This is a similar case what we know. Then you can do it like this, get name. Okay, this you could have done, and you could have already got the attribute of that particular person. Suppose if I had removed this, and I would have done the same thing here. It is showing me still an error. Let me check. Let me check what error it is showing me, or it is printing me the same. See, it is printing me. It's a similar way of writing you're creating. So let me go to the as I've created first. This was my first, remember, program. Now, suppose I do not want to write the scriptlets here. I do not want to. There are flavors of the Java program also. Now, suppose only I'm doing about the get name here. I want to write the JSP my standard way using the Java beans or using the beans. You have your standard accents. You do not have, you shouldn't use the scripting. This is called scripting language. You shouldn't use this particular called scripting. Always try to use your JSPs to do with the scriptlets. Means no scripts. There should be no script. Without scriptlets, you want to write your JSP pages. Now, I could have written the similar thing here. Suppose I'm doing a JSP page here. Suppose its name is view one or view script less. Okay, this is without, again I did the same mistake. I need to move it to here. Okay, here you can check. You can check. I'm going to write this Control V. Now I'm going to use a JSP bean here. So how I'm going to use a JSP bean? Suppose if I had written something called here, I have JSP C. Now you have bean, sorry, use bean. It is should be, yeah, it has come use bean. Now ID means I'm giving an ID here, and your ID will be something sim like this, person, and I'm going to give my class equal to, suppose, com dot model. See, this person I have. This class name I'm going to give, and the object that I'm creating is person. See, similar way, this is the person. This P, you can think this is the person, or maybe I'm giving it as P here. Then you are going to understand a better. It is asking me because I'm going to give. See, I'm commenting out this section. Let me comment out this section. Now I need to give the scope. Scope is my request. I'm taking it from the request. This is my scope. So this JSP bean is my scope. Now what it is showing me, that the person P is already okay. I'm going to delete this, and then see, now it is taking, because this is an object already, P object I have created. Okay, see, this is a P object I have created. Now again I'm creating an object here. So this is my Java bean that has been taken, which have your particular called P. Now if you want to take the property name here, suppose the property name, or you want to print the name, so I can do person keys. Then I'm going to write, suppose, another called JSP dot, I think we have JSP, we don't have, yes, we have the get property, and the property name is your, suppose the name is P, this object name I've given P, and the property is the property that I have set. What property I forgot? I think I had set what is my servlet? No, name. Okay, this is my name in a JSP page where it is. I went that I'm setting it here. Property is my name. So let's check this. Let's check this program, and instead of, see, it's a similar way in the view. You remember this has been done person P, and I'm taking this get attribute or something from the get attribute person, and here uh sorry, I cannot create this person. Okay, this you need to give. I have written a I have written a mistake. Let's see what happens. I have done a mistake here. Purposely, I have done a mistake. Okay, let's see your mistake, what it has been done. Then I will rectify after letting you know. Now go to the web.xml or the servlet called, sorry, servlet from servlet I'm calling. Here it is, view, and now you have scriptless.jsp. Hope I have written, no, the spelling mistake I've written. Scriprless. Let's see the mistake. See, I'm clicking it here. The person is coming as null. Okay, this is a thing because when I'm going to set this as a person, this I've set as a person. Okay, this particular called person. Whatever attribute I have set here in my view scriptlet, I want to get that particular ID. This is the ID that you have declared in the request.get parameter, that particular this. Now this particular should match my this particular name here. This particular should match my name here. And if I click it on again, I think I do not need to do. I'm running it again on a server, and then I'm going to do this. Click here, and now you can see the person name is Ivan. So this is the case. You can check this particular thing. I have this, that almost the same thing, and I'm going to, I have this in your view.jsp, the scriptlets, I have this. Check the difference here. This ID, let me explain this first. Like using bean ID I'm getting it as a person. Remember, first I'm telling that this JSP dot something or JSP dot get property. This is something we can tell this JSP. You have this colon and anything you write. Suppose I'm writing here use bean. This we can say that it identifies the standard action that needs to be taken in JSP. Now you have this id.id/person. It is the identifier. It is the identifier. So we can say it is the identifier. It should have the name where we have set like request dot set attribute. We have done set attribute. Then we have done this person slash p. Remember, you can give an object, you can give a unique name, anything, but it should match with this called particular called what you have set here, the person p. So you can check that it is an identifier for the bean object. Okay, that it should correspond to that particular called what you have written set attribute person. Then it should have the same name called the person. And I needn't have to say this class means a model class or any class, the model class that I want to refer. Okay, this is the model class that I want to refer, and the scope is equal to request means it identifies the attribute scope for the bean object. This is my bean object. This id equal to person. This is my bean object. This is my bean object. And we know that the scope, it was, if it was something called means servlet context, then application or anything, or you can give the scope is equal to page, anything you can give there. So this is going to be my bean object. Now suppose, now if I want to get any particular thing, suppose this is the person that I have set, and now let me set this, let me do another property called, okay, now the property name, I forgot this particular name first. Again, this is the standard action JSP. Remember, this name should match with your ID. This identifies the object, means which particular name you can have. The user bean ID, you have, this is one of the IDs. Now suppose you have another class called your school or your other details, suppose other details, another class like person, then you have something, another class called university, then under university you have the elements called name, university name, roll number, and this. Then you could have written one more id like use bean id equal to what you have set there. Maybe you have set something called university id equal to university, then class, then scope, again the request, and this name. Whenever you want to print any property, you need to identify which, for which particular use bean, which particular use bean, this is the identifier, which particular use bean I want to refer. So if you are doing a name equal to person, that means it is referring to this particular use bean or this particular id, and then you are going to get the property name that you have inside your getter setter. So it is giving me the property name. So it's a similar way that you have done using without using a scriptlet. You have done it using after creating a bin. Suppose here I had something this. Now suppose this is the event or the set age. Now if I had done something here, suppose let me do it here. Okay, I want to set this particular, I want to set the age of this particular person in my JSP page. I want to set something. Now I have done that. Okay, I could have written the Java program again using here. See Java program here, this, and I could have written p dot set name or something like this, and I could have done it like here. I could have done p dot set age. Maybe I would have written it here, and then I could have done it 50. I could have done in a similar fashion that I have done it here. I but for that, but for that, but for that, instead of doing this, I want to do it in my bean. I want to do this in my particular bin. So see, I can write this here. JSP dot uh, set property. Okay. Now I'm going to write the property name. Okay, the property name is my, I think, age. I've given in a small. Let me check. Go to the person. Yes, it is the age. And what is my bean here? I'm going. What is my bean that I'm going to set? This needs to identify this particular called person, and I need to give the value as I'm setting this value equal to 50. See, I have set this particular age here, particular called 50. Now see in this servlet, now from here I want to call another servlet. Suppose I want to call another servlet. Suppose example this I have. Uh, this where I have from here I'm going to call another servlet. I'm going to write here br, one br here or two brs, br here, break line. I want to call another servlet. Suppose my servlet was um, suppose another servlet is, let's see, scriptlet servlet. Okay, this I'm finishing it here, and I'm going it to here. I'm going to call this particular servlet from here, scriptlet. This I need to make an entry here, the servlet class name, bring it here, and let me copy this. Let's do. See, I'm putting a servlet here. Now I have put an entry in my web.xml. Now let's run this program. No, let me do this program. Just string person p person request dot get attribute. We have that person there. Let me this this out p dot get name and this out p dot get age. Now let me write this program again. Means run this program. First, it has come to my this JSP page called example.tsp. I'm clicking it here. Then it is telling me that okay, this has something called the example servlet.do. Why this is not got the example servlet.do? What I did in my okay. See, I did a very good thing. In the URL mapping, I've just removed this. I have removed this particular call, that example servlet, and from this here, let me go. Class, do you have any problem till now? You have any questions?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
I don't have any doubt with this JSP servlets, but I was doing the practice problem in the Eclipse. So
Okay.
technical problem, but it was showing me 404 error, like requested resource is not available. So when do I get such errors?
It needs to check. Means suppose, see, I was getting something error here. I got an error here. I removed, means my mapping or something is not correct. So if you seen that the mapping is not correct, you can do one thing. Export your this, send to Kalyani, your program, send to Kalyani. They will send that to me, and you ask Kalyani, please send to this to Tanuman. Okay, I will check in your, means wherever you are doing the mistake, and I will get back to you in the next class. We can do
Okay.
that. That
Yes,
is the
yes.
best. Okay,
Okay.
so I
Can
can
I,
just
like, I was just writing the
I
HTML
think
file.
I'm not able to hear you. Maybe some static noises are coming. So your
Okay.
voice is breaking sometimes.
Is it okay now?
A bit okay, okay.
Okay. Mm, Give me a second. I'll reload the page. One second.
Okay, okay. See, I'm getting a null pointer exception here. So let's check why I'm getting a null pointer exception in this particular case, like P and this.
Hello.
Yeah,
Can
tell
you
me.
hear me?
Yeah. Now I can hear you.
Yes. I was just creating only two files. One is XML file
Okay.
and one is HTML file under web.ins.
Okay. What you
And
have created?
I
One
just
is
I just want to render that HTML page. Like I want to just show the hi
okay,
welcome.
okay. I'm going to come to this next class. Okay, why this? I'm going to go with Monica now. So I think I need to pass you the presenter role. Can you show me now if I pass the presenter role?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Did you get the presenter role, Monica?
Mm, mm. One second. I think it's loading.
Did you give the welcome page? Your first is your welcome page.
Yes, sir. Like welcome file, I have given
Yeah,
index
yeah.
dot.
Just go. Just go. I need to check.
Screen.
Yeah. Correct. So
Okay.
let me check. Okay, the main thing you have done a mistake here. Okay, it should be inside your web content, not web INF. Just remove this. Just drag it to the web content. Drag it to the web content. Web content above.
Okay.
Okay, I think that is it in the web content. Just close the web content.
No,
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 it is
it's
not in the
not.
web content. You go
Yes.
drag it to the web content.
Okay.
Okay. Now, okay, this is the HTML page. Let me go to the SRC. The SRC that you haven't created any.
No, sir.
Okay, now do it. Now do restart the server. Let me check the your this also. Um, okay, do it. Let me go to your web.xml. I haven't seen your web.xml. I just guessed that this is the first mistake you have done.
Okay. Give me.
Okay, let's
I
start
think.
it. Let's start it.
Okay, okay. I just got it.
Okay,
Oh,
okay. So you got it. It
okay.
should be the structure
Uh,
should be inside your web content, not inside this web INF.
okay, okay. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay,
So I'll be. Okay, thank you.
okay. So I got a. Can you pass me the presenter role, Monica? Again.
Okay. How do I pass it? I'm sorry.
Just click on my name, Tanuman. Double click it.
Okay, okay. Make presenter.
Yeah, correct, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the next class, I will debug the program. I will debug the program. I got a null pointer. You can check again. I got a null pointer here.
Okay.
Okay. I got a null pointer here. See, I got a null pointer here. And why this null pointer I'm getting, you can check this whenever I'm just passing it to this. See, my program is working. First, it is going to this example.jsp. From here, I'm calling this servlet and I'm setting this particular called request and this particular response. And again, from this particular JSP page, that is a scriptlet, I'm setting this, the person's age is 50, but when I'm trying to get here, it's better you find out. I know the problem where it is. Okay, I know the problem, how this is going to happen or how this is going to find. So I will let you know how this is, where my problem is there in the next class. Okay, if I write again this program, first it goes to the example.jsp. If I click it here, it goes to the example servlet. Okay, and it prints the name there. Suppose I'm clicking it here, you can check the name here in the scriptlets. I'm just again calling another called scriptlet servlet, and I'm trying to print the each here, but it is giving me a null pointer exception. If I click it here, it is giving me a null pointer exception. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the particular examples. I'm going to show you why there means in front of you. I'm going to debug the program, and then let us check why there is a null pointer exception in the next class. And also we will go deep with this particular called JSP. Okay, bye for as of now. So you have any questions, please let me know, and we'll meet in the next class. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye.